Welcome to another episode, everyone. It has long since been rumored that the LAPD is behind Tupac's murder. Now it's coming out that the LAPD is behind Tupac and Biggie Smalls' murder. Many individuals believe this. Many individuals have said this for some time, that there's no way that Tupac just got into it with a gang member and this gang member was able to just roll up and kill him, and that was the end of it. No one had ever been arrested. There were no repercussions behind it. We know that some of the LA Police Department, the LAPD, were in Vegas at the time of Tupac's killing. So was some Compton police officers. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, during Tupac's trial, the Tupac murder trial, has said that he believes, or it came out that he had told the FBI that he believes that the Compton Police Department was behind Tupac Shakur's murder at the behest of Suge Marion Knight. That's all sort of stuff coming out. Now we have the former bodyguard for these individuals, for P. Diddy and all of them, Gene Deal. And he gives his theory on exactly what happened. He says that the LAPD is behind Tupac's murder and Biggie Smalls' murder. I'm interested to know what you all think in the comments. Many people actually believe this and say that there's no way that these, how come no one was arrested unless the police were involved in crooked? They're giving interviews, Baby Lane, they been Orlando Anderson, they men thought that perhaps he was behind it. How come they was never arrested? Nothing ever happened until now. And people feeling like Keefe D is arrested now, essentially as a scapegoat to cover up the fact that the LAPD/Compton PD was involved in Tupac Shakur's murder. This is the art of the dialogue, as we can see. Shout out to the art of the dialogue.
You personally, what do you think happened to Pac?
Like I said before, brother, the night Pac and Suge was shot, me and my god brother was sitting on the stoop on 112th Street. We get a phone call from one of the guys who was out there. And all the things that I've said before, somebody running up to the car, somebody, Dre probably did it based on the information we had at the time. Keefe D them went one way, they went another way, and they told me that Pac and Suge, they got Pac and Suge, but we'll talk to you when we come back to the crib. Now, it was just one of our dudes that was hanging with them that went the other way when Keefe D and the rest of them was supposed to go another way, and that was to go holler at Suge and them. It wasn't no situation where they were saying that they gonna go knock them, do anything like that. They was going to holler at them. And Suge and Keefe D know each other, well enough. Even if they did something to Orlando, they would have had a conversation. They could have had a conversation. And some money or something like that could have been made instead of, you just gonna kill somebody because they jumped somebody. They tried to make it seem like Orlando was this dude, okay, we gonna retaliate in that manner and kill Tupac and all this in the whole 9 yards. What I really thought that happened, man, it don't take a rocket scientist. You don't have to be smarter than a fifth grader to figure this out. A lot of people gonna get mad at me. A lot of people gonna say, oh, I gotta be out of my mind. But come on, let's take some facts. And I'm gonna work with the facts and the stuff that I know. I've been going to Vegas since the late 80s. And I've worked at some of the top clubs in Vegas, doing security for individuals and sometimes doing the door, doing the crowd. I worked in, some of these clubs don't exist anymore, but I worked in the All-Star Cafe, if y'all remember that. I've worked in Steven Spielberg Club. I've worked in the Motown Cafe doing security. And all the years, and I've been to several, do you hear me? Several prize fights. You understand? In all the years I've been there, and all the years I've been going back and forth, I never ever heard of a shootout on the Strip in Vegas. I never heard of gangbangers coming there and killing up somebody on the Strip in Vegas. Now, let's get into it. Somebody wanted the LAPD in Vegas during the time of Tupac and Suge Knight and them performing along with the Mike Tyson event. So I'm asking myself, and I want people to really think about this, who was the one who assigned or wanted to go and help the Vegas PD? Who was the one who came up with, we want to go with the Vegas, out there in Las Vegas, what cops or what chief of police or who, because the chief of police could only sign off on something like that, but who came up with the ideal that we need to be in Vegas to help the Vegas police officers? They never needed help before. Why does the Vegas Police Department need LA to come and help on this given event? Who came up with that idea? It had to be somebody in the police department. It had to be somebody in the police force. It had to be somebody who wanted to be there.
I don't know, man. It's a tough situation, man. Gene Deal here, he's the bodyguard. He knows intimately the situation with all parties involved, P. Diddy and everything else. But this is the same individual that has said before that he saw the check with his own eyes that P. Diddy had wrote out for Tupac's murder. I guess that still doesn't mean that the LAPD didn't do it, because Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, the individual on trial for Tupac's unaliving, has also said that he was waiting on money. They played recordings of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis in court so far saying that he was waiting on this money from P. Diddy. When he was talking to the police about the situation, he said P. Diddy was supposed to pay him money for Tupac's murder. That P. Diddy put a hit out on him. This is all very tough, man, to tell you the truth. Because who knows, man? Who really knows? Who really knows what really happened? If it was a setup or what? Because, if it was a hit out on P. Diddy, put out by P. Diddy, could Orlando Anderson have been in the casino as a ploy, as a ruse? Could it all have been a setup? Tupac run over there and beat him up, and then they come and gun him down to get the bounty, to get the money. And this is basically what they're saying anyway. But they believe that the LAPD was involved because Tupac was too powerful at the age of 25 and had already had enough influence to move the masses, and that these individuals wanted him out of the way. The LAPD, Compton PD, etc. It's certainly noted that they were in Las Vegas at the time, and again, Keefe D is putting it off on the Compton PD. And we see footage of Suge Knight and Tupac rushing out of the casino like Suge Knight was trying to rush him out of there, certainly rushed him to his death. It's all very complicated. There's a lot of stuff coming out in this trial. It's a lot of stuff coming out in this trial, and who knows, even if he's found guilty, who knows what role he actually played, what really happened here. We'll probably never know exactly everything. Suge Knight is saying other people are involved. He put it off on Snoop Dogg even, did Suge Knight. Said Snoop Dogg knew all about it and was involved in Tupac's murder. Yeah, he did. And then he said all kind of other people are involved, namely Bad Boy. He didn't name Bad Boy, but he alluded to this is what it was. That P. Diddy, Biggie Small, everybody, they was all involved. Now they're saying that Biggie Small's murder was in retaliation for Tupac's murder. I mean, everything is all going to be exposed. It's all being exposed here in trial. I'm sure it resumes tomorrow, Monday. The trial, second week of Dwayne Keefe D's trial. We'll see, how it goes. So far, I can't call it. There's been a lot of testimony. I can't say which way it's going. Either way, but his life hangs in the balance at 62 or 63 years old.
I believe Suge Knight knows those people. He may have even seen those people. Because Suge said something that you got to pay attention to. If you solve the Tupac case, you solve the Biggie case. And who was involved in those two cases that could have killed Tupac and Biggie? Because you, me, any gangbangers, any regular citizens would not get away with killing any one of those people at any time. I'm going to say this. And I truly believe because of the LAPD rogue cops committing robberies, cops selling guns, cops selling drugs. They had something to do with both of lining up both of those individuals. If you go back and you look at the whole situation, brother, why is the LAPD out there? Why? What are they doing? What are they doing in Vegas on that night? Why are they helping them? And hold up, check this out. Why is this the only time there was ever a drive-by shooting? When they supposed to be out there assisting? Why is this the only time that there's a drive-by shooting? You can't make me believe they ain't had nothing to do with Pac and Biggie's murder.
So you believe that the police had something to do with Big and Pop?
Yo, bro, you cannot get away. You cannot get away with doing a regular citizen, a regular crook, a regular gangbang, a regular anybody could not get away with something that was set up. They knew where Suge and Pacner was going to. They had intelligence of what they needed to do to get away with it. How is it neither one of these murders are solved? Because it had something to do with people that was paid to protect them. And that was law enforcement.
Oh, man. That's Gene Deal. Shout out to Gene Deal. Shout out to the art of the dialogue. Good work as always. Let me know what you think in the comments. He had a close relationship with these individuals. That's his theory, of course, but it's many people's theory that there's no way that these individuals just did what they did and then just got away with it. Yes, Orlando Anderson was killed in 1998, 2 years later. Still, 2 years, they had to make an arrest. If they believed that it was just him acting alone or him and the individuals inside of the Cadillac. I'm sure that he's not saying that the LAPD or Compton police pulled the trigger. He's saying that they made way for the trigger to be pulled and didn't do anything about it. Yes, no one has been arrested for Biggie Smalls' murder. You know, I've said for some time that black lives do not matter, and that's what in this country, and it's true. Evidenced by the fact that famous rappers, no one has been brought to justice for their brutal unalivings. So it's like, how is this? But perhaps this is why, because some of these individuals are involved. How come the LAPD was out in Vegas at the time doing extra security and all of this with death row and such? And Rafael Perez was a crooked cop from the Rampart district and who had been shooting people and killing people and planting drugs on people for some time. And word is he was out in Las Vegas at the time as well. It's all convoluted. It's tricky because, you know, it's easy to point the finger at the defendant if someone in the car with him pulled the trigger, as is alleged, but it's probably still a lot deeper than that. Again, Suge Knight has said multiple individuals are involved. He again named Snoop Dogg, but other individuals as well. The defendant, of course, he has an incentive to point the finger at other people, but he said that other people were involved, namely P. Diddy and the Compton PD. I mean, it's like, we'll see. We'll see, you know, if the truth ever comes out about what happened to Tupac Shakur, other than the things that we already know. He was gunned down. We know this. We pretty much know who pulled the trigger. We believe we know who pulled the trigger. The question is, why? Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free. Rest in peace to Tupac Shakur.